Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Scott Zlatev here. And you know what? Fear is a very interesting and fascinating thing. Why is it that some people fear to do some things and some people don't? Well, one of the things that I want to talk about right now is how you can reframe your fears to actually work for you as a benefit. I read a long time ago, there's this, I think it was from Walt, so I forgot the quote, but the person said that 97% of the things that I fear most never happen. And so in that aspect, you can look at fear as, as an abbreviation, F.E.A.R, false expectations appearing real. Okay, so you can look at it that way, but you can also use fear to your advantage, and fear can become a really powerful ally in your personal production on a daily basis in your business. Now, this can be applied to anything, whether it's a traditional brick and mortar business, whether it's approaching somebody of the opposite sex or same sex, however you operate, approaching somebody who you find really attractive. You can use fear to your advantage and have it be your ally. And of course, you can apply this to any business, right? I already said that, but I mean like network marketing, direct sales, anything like that. This can be applied, and you can achieve higher levels of success by utilizing fear. Now, here's how you reframe fear, okay? Let's say that there's something that you've been wanting to do, like whatever it is, whether it's writing an article, cutting a video, if you're wanting to talk with somebody, whether it's business or personal, if you want to get XYZ accomplished. Rather than looking at it from a fear standpoint of, man, if I do this, this could happen. If I talk with this person. Oh, you start thinking up, the conversation. You try to, think up of what it could be like, and a lot of times a lot of negativity comes in. Well, if we reframe this fear and we use this fear to our advantage, this is stuff that I do with myself all the time. This is how I spur into action. I am always motivated by fear, and I'm being very transparent with you right now. I'm always motivated by fear, and I use fear to produce results. Now, what's a good example of this? Well, a really good example is, what if I don't join this company now? Okay, what if I let this opportunity pass me by? Those are different things that spurs a person into action. When they're considering joining an opportunity, when they're considering doing any type of business venture, what's going to happen if I don't do this? Instead of thinking about the worst case and using fear as a negative and looking at it from a standpoint of what's going to happen if I do it, instead, what's going to happen if I don't do this? What's going to happen if I don't record a video today? What's going to happen if I don't connect with that person on Facebook? What's going to happen if I let that one person go by? And I've experienced this. A lot of people have experienced this firsthand. In fact, I was actually on a conference call last night. I was doing a coaching session with one of my new members, and I was talking with them, and they have a very big, not a huge, but a very considerable influence in a specific market offline. This was something that I did with them, and I reframed their fear of taking action. Because this person has all of everything that they need to succeed. This person already has. They've been in the industry for a long time. They just have a little bit of they're just stuck right now. And so to get them unstuck, what I did is I reframed it for them, and I said, okay, look, you have, X amount of people offline that you could be approaching right now. Okay, minus the fact that you're doing internet marketing and you're building your internet list and you're doing your capture pages, you're doing blog posts, you're creating an online empire. Yes, that is true, but right now, you have an existing list to tap into that you could bring online. Now, I'm sure that they would want to do that. Now, how did I reframe this for her? Okay, how did I reframe this for this person? Well, basically what I said is, what's going to happen if you don't talk with those people? If you don't send them an email, at least let them know that this is what you're doing. This is what you're planning on doing. And reframe it for them, saying, look, this is a way that we can actually build our offline deal and utilize the internet and make money, even if a person doesn't join our offline deal. And so by reframing it for their people, she now puts it in a frame that's there. It's like, wow, yeah, that's great. I'd love to be able to make money by using the internet, and then, you know, be able to make money even if a person doesn't join my business. Okay, so she reframed it for them, but the way that I've reframed it for her, reframing her fear, was basically stating that if you don't contact these people, well, for one, what's going to happen? Well, more than likely, with the growth that we've been experiencing, you're probably going to attend the next event and you're going to see them walking across the stage holding a $30,000 check above their head because you didn't approach them first, right? That's one of the worst nightmares of every single person. You know, every single person in direct sales is seeing a person that you knew personally and you could have talked with, but because you let fear interfere, that's actually kind of clever, because you let fear get in between you and your goals, you're now sitting and living with some regret, possibly, you know. So what I basically said was, you know, use fear as a fear of loss to yourself. What if you don't record this video? What if you don't take action now? What if you don't join right now by clicking on the link, right? What if you don't, get all in? What if you don't? I mean, you could just go on and on and on, and you reframe your fear to spur action, okay? You reframe your fears to spur you into action, because procrastination is the biggest killer of entrepreneurs nowadays. And it kills me to see so much potential in people, and there's this wall, and they need to punch through that wall, and it's that first action. It's that first action that gets you into that state where it's one action leads to your first success. That next success builds to the next success. And so by utilizing your fear and reframing your fear, instead of saying, what's going to happen if I do this? What's going to happen if I don't do this? Because the repercussions of that, the consequences that become because you didn't take action now, is going to it's going to be a snowball effect for a long time, and it's going to be plugged in up here in your subconscious, and you're going to sit there and think, oh my goodness, right? So reframe your fears so that it spurs you into action, so you can put more production in income-producing activities. Okay. Notice it didn't say, scrolling up and down on Facebook, looking at what everybody posts. Right. I said income-producing activities. And that's actually a topic for another conversation. But the biggest thing is when you're working in a business model that is commission-based, you have to produce. You have to produce results because you're not getting paid for your time. So the best use of your time is by reframing your fear and saying, what if I don't do this? What's going to happen? And you'll see that if you don't do this, you ain't getting paid. That's a pretty good motivator. So reframe your fear, spur into action, increase your production levels, and increase your compensation because you just reframed everything and you're producing more than anybody else does out there in the marketplace. And by doing that, you can make far more mistakes than anybody else who is good, and through your production, you can outdo a lot of people. Not that we're in a competitive space, but most people do a comparison with each other. They're like, why? How is this person so successful and I'm not? Right? How is this person so great and I'm not? Well, the truth is that you are great. That person is just taking more action than you are. That's it. Right? So start taking more action, reframe your fears, and let's take it to the top. All right? Scott Zlatev here. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.